Happy Friday, my beauties. I hope everyone is having a fantastic week. My week is going marginally better than the past few. At least things are in stasis right now. Nothing terribly dramatic and new has happened. So that is kind of my win. We'll get into wins, and that's kind of my win for the week. But happy Friday. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I don't know where you guys are from. We usually have a very eclectic group in here. For those of you that are new, I just want to remind you or tell you for the first time, I am not a mental health professional, so any advice I give or any insights I give are just based on my experiences or the experience of others that I have engaged with. If you are in need of mental health treatment or emergency mental health care, please reach out. Everybody needs help sometimes. There's absolutely no shame in reaching out and getting that help. With that being said, it gets very chatty in here. We can get very talkative. A lot of people join throughout the chat, so I can't read every single message. I try my best, but if you are trying to get my attention, you can use that super sticker function. All super chat and super sticker pledges will go directly toward my mental health outreach. So every single dime goes toward my mental health outreach project. So good morning. We have Damien, Joshua, Tommy, Edward, Felipe, Francisco. Got the team, got the pack in the house. How is everyone? Hello, my dudes. Well, what about dudettes? Happy National Chicken Wing Day. You know, there's Beyond Chicken at KFC, so that's exciting. I tried it and it was pretty good. So I'm sure that David will be in here to weigh in on our experience at Los Pollos Hermanos as well. I'm sure that they are celebrating National Chicken Wing Day in their own way, special sauce and everything. I'm glad you're here too, Damien. Good morning, David. Morning, Sebastian, bookworm of the fandoms. Oh no, Francisco lost his job and is going through a hard time. I'm sorry. I know that has been something that a lot of people are struggling with, is maintaining employment. So I hope that you either find a way to thrive or find a new job, whatever brings you the most joy and happiness. If there's anything we can do, please let us know. Oh, Joshua says, for everyone in the US, they have now changed the suicide hotline. It is now 988, an easy number with fast response. I was wondering when that was going to be implemented. Thank you for letting everyone know. Hello, Vikram, and thank you. I am doing pretty good this week. Hello, Casca. So in response to last week, had some pretty fun requests in the super chat. David had made some pretty fun pledges and requests over in the super chat, and that is going to be coming up on Patreon. So if you are not over there, make sure to come join the pack, because we get kind of crazy and we have our Zoom call tomorrow. So everyone is going to be coming and talking and sharing and getting all sorts of crazy. So if you're needing a little extra love and support, that is always an option. Leo, hope you all stay healthy. I hope you stay healthy as well. Just some awesome person is here. So let's start off with some good news, shall we? As always, I think that this is very interesting, a very innovative news story. Cape Town now officially has the highest building in the world made of hemp. The 12th story at 84 Harrington Street in Cape Town has been named as the world's tallest to be constructed from hempcrete blocks and hemp building materials. The property was bought in 2016 by Hemporium's Duncan Parker with the idea of having it as the brand's flagship store and hemp hotel. Hempcrete blocks made from the woody core of the cannabis plant and a formulated lime mix are carbon negative, with more carbon taken out of the atmosphere by the growth of the cannabis plant than emitted by its production. I love the term carbon negative. That's something you don't hear very often. Not very many things can say that they're carbon negative. The plant-based building material also has great thermal insulation qualities, lowering the need for heating and cooling system, which saves on energy bills. I hope that this is something that more buildings implement as we move forward and evolve with architecture and stuff. So I just thought that was a really cool little innovative story that shows that we are We are exploring, people are creating new ideas that will help the world, that will help people, that will help the environment, and thus help us. So that's really cool. What do you guys think? Felipe says, David Gaps, you're a beacon of light, an example. I agree. I don't know why she actually listens to me. Well, because you got me Blue Crystal in Albuquerque, and I'll never forget that. That's why I listen to you. Now I'm hooked. I am hooked. Max says, any tips on dealing with depression and suicidal thoughts? Well, that's what this channel is all about. So if you peruse the content a little bit specifically, I have a mental health, I don't remember what the playlist is called. I made a playlist for mental health, not skills, but things that can be utilized. So there's a lot of tips and stuff over there. But really, honestly, sometimes just talking about it with other people that have been struggling, like here in the community, other people that have gone through it, other people that have come out on the other side, can be really useful. You can take the 5-day free happiness boost challenge that has some tips and stuff for managing mental health, for being able to empower yourself, improve your mental health through lifestyle changes. I hope you will find the content here helpful as you traverse these difficult times. I know that it can seem very dark. It can seem very hopeless. I've been there, and I just want you to know that there is another side to it. I have made it to the other side. There are many people in here who have been where you're at and are now finding the light, finding their own light. So there is light. Just fight with everything you've got and know that we care if your light goes out and you are worthy. But as I said, there is a lot of content here on the channel that is designed to help you with your mental health and help you while going through these difficult times. David Williams blog says, hi, man, it's so good to watch this live stream again. I've been so busy with work. I'm off this week. Enjoy my vacation. Well, I am very, very honored to be part of your vacation, part of your downtime. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Good morning, Tharmas. Oh, Sebastian's giving us hugs. Hugs back. Good morning, you great people, Will says. Good morning, my love. Hello, Nikki. I'm coming after you in that Macarena dance-off. Is that so? Because I might have been practicing my skills a little bit. So let's see what you got here sometime soon. David, thank you for sharing that vlog. Thank you for sharing that link for our new friend here, Max, who seems to be struggling. And keep in mind that you can reach out to myself by email. You can reach out to David. We try to respond as quickly as possible. But if you are in crisis, please reach out. We just shared the new suicide hotline in here. So make sure that you're reaching out to a professional if you're really in crisis. Casca says, hemp building in case of a house fire. The whole neighborhood can enjoy what Stoop Dog calls fly in the friendly skies. Hemp is not marijuana. Let's just make sure that we educate ourselves and that we understand the difference. It's a different part of the plant than the part that gets you high. So it is marijuana, but it's not the part that gets you high. Joshua Balco says, as an older gentleman with bipolar disorder, this is really an amazing channel. Sure, ones like us feel unique, like no one else is in the same spot. Here I have found I am never alone. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. That makes me so happy. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the community. I'm glad that we can provide that for you because you're right, you're not alone. And it does sometimes feel like we're unique, but it always reminds me of the quote, you're unique, just like everyone else. There's so many people that are struggling with these similar things, and we fall into this mindset, mostly narrated by our shadows, that no, this is just you and nobody else is struggling with these issues. And I know this might be a bit controversial, but I would say that everyone is struggling with these issues on some level, maybe not the same diagnoses, but everyone has their own mental health challenges. And that part is unique, that no one knows exactly how we feel or what we're going through word for word. But I think a lot of people can relate, a lot more people than we want to admit or than we previously admitted. Bookworm of the Phantom says, watching this on my walk to work, it's been very nice. I've been able to walk this week. It's been very overcast and rainy, and I went for a bike ride. There's a little farm near here where you can feed the goats and you can feed the cows and you can just pet the animals and cuddle them, and I love it so much. It's kind of one of my happy places. So I rode my bike up there. Started raining on the bike ride. I was so excited, and I rode over to the library on my way back. So I took the long way back so I could ride by our library, and I ended up getting Justin Timberlake's autobiography for a few bucks at the little bookstore where the library sells old books and stuff. So I ended up getting Justin Timberlake's autobiography, and I was squealing like a 13-year-old again. Not because I particularly love Justin Timberlake these days, but because there's just so much nostalgia, and I put it in my little bag that I use to take vegetables over to the animals, and I'm riding home in the rain all excited, and the guy at the little bookstore was just laughing at me because I'm squealing and getting very giddy about it. I don't have it up here, I apologize, but it was lots of fun. But I have been loving the opportunity to walk and be outside more, and I have 3 dog walks today, so I am going to be getting my fill. Damon says, happy Friday. I'm sending love and rainbows. I love rainbows. I love love, and I love rainbows. Thank you. Damon Lafave says, good morning, love your channel and your love for others, and I love you, so just more love. Love, love, love. That seems to be the theme of the morning. Just some awesome person says, hemp is great for construction. My job, we've moved from rock wool insulation to hemp insulation. It's a lot better to work with, and it's just as good at insulating. See, I love this. I really think that we should be moving more toward sustainable options wherever possible. So I really love hearing about things like this. Thanks for sharing. Okay, Duncan's here. It's been a while since I've seen you. Hello. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. I just think a bunch of messages loaded all at once. Thank you, Backup Bro, who says I look pretty today. Thank you. Damien, Les are saying, we made it this week. Yes, you did. All of us made it this week. And we're going to make it another week and the week after that. And I can't wait to be part of it all, be part of your journeys. David says there are places in Africa where they're building homes out of old plastic bottles. They fill them with sand and dirt and stack them to build. I have a very good friend of mine who learned to do earth ships, and I found that really fascinating while she was going through her schooling. She was sharing some of these things with me, and part of that involves using recycled materials and stuff to build homes. And I think that that's a really awesome idea too. I think as many of these things as we can, as many of those things as we can, we should be implementing. Congratulations, Will. That's very happy. I'm happy for you. Luke Alone Production says, on this channel, I sometimes feel like we all are in a shield wall formation, always keeping each other's back and overwhelming our inner beasts and shadows. You're absolutely correct. We are. Lee Wesley says you should watch Fry Me a Liver by the Merkins. It sounds just like Justin Timberlake. That's I will definitely check that out. Whew. Excuse me. I just need a second to breathe. I had a little bit of anxiety there. All right. I'm going to use my little essential oil here. Edward says, David, with the amount of water I drink, I can facilitate an entire African community of housing. You should be using a reusable water bottle then, Edward, and helping the cause here. Gazka says it's so cool seeing documentaries about people build houses like that, as well as filling old tires with dirt, etc. Yeah, our earth ships. Yeah, I was just talking about that. K. Duncan says, my mom is finally coming home after kicking a stroke's arse. Welcome home, Mama. I'm happy. I'm happy that she's coming home. Damien says, I'm glad you got through those recent challenges you had. Yes. Yes. And thank you, David, for holding a space for me. To be honest, it's not about being overwhelmed or anything. Lisa says calm down. It's not about being overwhelmed. There's just certain things that I'm trying to navigate through and manage and deal with. So it's absolutely not me just being, woo, I promise. Damon says, please pray for me. I've had a rough few days emotionally and mentally. Well, we are sending you all of our love and all of our energy. And I hope that things turn around. I hope that you are able to find the skills that you need to get through that. I hope that we can help in some small way. Joseph says, someone asked me today that God made everything. Who made God? Guys, who made God? We are not getting into an emotion or into a religious debate here. I don't like to get into religious or political conversations, but obviously I always encourage people to reflect and come to their own conclusions and just think. I mean, it's definitely always healthy to think about things and to ponder things, even if you have a strong set of beliefs. David says, be honest with us. We love you. You can share if you need to. We can get your back just like you can get ours. I love you guys and I appreciate it. Oh my gosh. My snap cup is, one of the jewels just fell off my snap cup. I guess it is saying that it's there for me too. I really do appreciate it. It's not anything that I'm ready to talk about right now. I just am really, like I said, struggling with certain things, and one of those things just kind of came up. So, but I love that I can be real and honest. I love that I've created this environment where I can be open and honest, and you guys can do that too. And I'm not trying to hide anything or shield anything. I'm just not ready at this point to share this specific thing. I just say Pacific. I've been around Bryston too long. When Bryston learned the word specific a while back, he kept saying Pacific, and I'd laugh with him and say, nope, Atlantic. And it became an inside joke, and I think I just slipped and said Pacific. Backup Pro says, the worst feeling in the world is feeling pointless of your existence. That's what I've been feeling for the past few years. I'm really sorry you're feeling that way. I know what that is like, to just feel like, what's the point? And I think that that is something that everyone deals with to a certain degree. Everyone really questions, what's the point of existence? What's the point of being here? And I think, honestly, each individual is going to have a different answer. Some people, for me, my purpose in existence is leaving the world a slightly better place than I found it. My purpose in existence is to serve and to do that in a very authentic way. So I want to be authentic, and I want to be able to share myself and my heart and my love and my energy. But I really just want to leave the world better than I found it. Some people find their purpose through faith in something greater. Some people find their purpose just laying out and looking at the night sky and thinking about how expansive the universe is and how much it has to offer. There's really no one meaning of life or reason of life or purpose of life. I think that we find our own purpose. And sometimes when we get in those dark places, it can be difficult to connect with that. But one of the things I did was I just started trying to have as experience as many experiences as I could. So I would go to a new place, or I'd take up something different that I'd never tried before, or I'd try meeting a new person. Whatever the case is, I really just started dipping my toes in different things. And if it didn't resonate with me, it didn't resonate with me. But I think really we make our own meaning, and I want to share love. I want to be someone's Chester. That's my meaning, is serving and helping and spreading love, be that to myself, to my son, to my community here, to complete strangers. I just want to show people that love still exists. And that does start with us. That starts with finding those reasons to love ourselves again. And that can be a challenge for sure. But once we can start overriding those tapes in our heads, the shadow telling us that we're not good enough, or that we're not attractive enough, or that we're not worthy, or we're not smart enough, or we're not capable. Once we can start overriding those mindsets, we can start radiating more love. And I honestly think that love is the meaning of life, and not romantic love per se. There's many different ways to experience love. Even here, I experience a lot of love with you guys. Victoria is asking what the channel's about. It's about shattering the mental health stigma. So it's really just about having a safe place, a safe community for people to come and share their mental health stories, their struggles, their wins, which we're going to get to in a minute. So it's just really about moving forward with the mental health movement in a positive way, in a very grassroots way. Damien says, I remember you think kill counts when people say calm down. I sure do. Wade's right. We've got your back, Joshua. I apologize, Joshua. Sebastian says to Damon, you're not alone, and you're more than welcome here. Absolutely. I love all of the love that we're sending to each other here. At least I didn't call Paris a country. You know what the interesting thing is? So here's an anxiety story for you. David's right. A few weeks ago, I had accidentally called Paris a country, which is funny because I can speak the language, and I just wasn't thinking clearly, and it slipped out. And that was one of those things that I was repeating in my mind for the rest of the day after this call is, oh my gosh, that was so dumb. Now people are going to think that you're uneducated. And my shadow started to kick up, and I really had to step in and say, look, everybody slips up and makes mistakes and says silly things sometimes, and you're no different, and it humanizes you. And I had to have this conversation with my shadow that I'm human, and it's okay for those human things to come to light sometimes. But that was definitely one of those, oh God, I'm going to be laying awake at 2 a.m. contemplating what an idiot I was, when I wasn't really. I just made a mistake. But I just wanted to share that, to let you guys know that I still have moments where my shadow kicks up and starts saying things like that as well. Lee Wesley says, Amanda, you have the heart to help people, so everyone will always be sending the care of the heart right back to you. Thank you. And yes, we can be each other's strengths, Wade. You're right. Casca says, I've kept a sort of diary for at least 2 years where I write all of my thoughts, feelings down. I think it's quite therapeutic for me, at least. Helps with putting them in perspective also, and more. It also helps me, if I do that at some point in the evening, it helps me unload everything so that I'm not ruminating all night. So it actually helps with insomnia as well. I don't do it every day, but I do have a journal, or sometimes I haven't really talked about this extensively on the channel. I thought about making a video about it. I have a burn journal where sometimes I just write down all my feelings and stuff and then burn it so I can physically see it being released. It's just a ritual for me to be able to see it being released. Oh, David says, I want to be somebody's Amanda. You're my Amanda? You're helping a lot of people, David. Eugene says, hey, A-Web. See, I even have the A parts. Now I just need a little web there. Damien asks, are you comfortable with strangers talking to you? Depends on the situation. Obviously, there are situations where I will feel uncomfortable when somebody just comes up and approaches me, say when I'm eating dinner or something at a restaurant, and somebody will just come up and approach me, and I've had that happen. Sometimes that can feel a little uncomfortable depending on the nature of the conversation, what they're wanting to talk about. But as far as people wanting to talk to me about their mental health or wanting to share struggles or things like that, nope, I'm completely open, and I don't feel uncomfortable with that at all, because I think about the fact that everyone was a stranger to me at some point. Even my best friend was a stranger to me at some point. So I definitely have my guard up. I'm definitely cautious. I definitely try to be as self-aware as possible of how I can make sure that I'm staying in a healthy situation. But no, it doesn't scare me per se or anything like that. Well, thank you, Victoria. I'm glad that you are going to subscribe and join us. Welcome to the community. Speaking of shadow, I'm wearing my shadow doesn't control me, Felipe. Oh, I want to see. You have to send me a picture. I want to see. I want to see. I want to see. That's very exciting. I get very excited to see people in the merchandise. I just got a picture of Billy Bob Thornton and his son in one of the shirts, so I was very excited about that. I love when people just send me pictures of them wearing the merchandise. If you have no idea what we're talking about, if you look below the videos, there's a little merch store, so you can purchase some of the designs for the channel. So you can make sweet, sweet love. You can be reminded how worthy of love you are, or you can just wear a really good conversation starter. I sometimes wear my I'm mental one. There's one that I made that says I'm mental, and people definitely will make comments, and it is a great opportunity to open up the conversation about the importance of talking about mental health. Or the Stigma shirt. When Aaron and I were in Finland, there was a woman who made a comment, and he was able to have a conversation, facilitate a conversation about mental health with her. And I always love those opportunities. Just some awesome person says, I actually found that being a teacher is what I'm here for. I'm a carpenter and also recently certified to teach young guys and girls someday carpentry. I just end up teaching life lessons too. That's awesome. I think that sometimes teaching can be a really amazing way to learn about ourselves and a way to grow, and an awesome raison d'être, or reason to be. Wade says, your focus really helps people. I've always found a sense of fulfillment by doing exactly that. Keep breathing, sister. And I love how you corrected to your. I really balk at people who cannot use the appropriate yours. So thank you for correcting that. Oh, who's bringing up spiders? No. Not a spider web, Edward. No. Bad. Ugh. Welcome back, Derek. Yes, David, it's time to sing the Snap Cup song. Backup row first says, Amanda, I need help. I've been recently ruminating ways to end it. How do I cope with this? If you can just reach out to us and send an email, I'd be happy to talk to you. I'd be happy to send some resources. Know that we can all get stuck in that cycle. But again, thank you, Aaron. Again, if this is an emergency, please reach out to the suicide hotline or to a professional that can immediately walk you through this. But I'd be happy to support you in your journey toward healing, as would the community here. So my email and David's email are both in the description of the video. I just almost reached into the sacred vessel without singing, and I think Aaron would have freaked out. I think David probably would have came here and used Bryson's Lego box cutter on me. Yes, my child made me a box cutter with Legos, and it's even green, so that was pretty awesome. So for those of you that are new, this is derived from Legally Blonde 2. This is the sacred vessel where we just share our warm fuzzies, the wins of the community for the week, so we can celebrate with each other. But it comes with a song, as you can see, by Aaron's pledge. So, snap cup time, gather ye round. Friends and foes together, united and bound. Pass it to your neighbor instead of blowing up, and you'll find harmony and love in a snap cup. And if you feel like sharing snaps here in the conversation as well, please feel free to do so. All got to share our wins for the week. William Churdick says, I had a severe anxiety attack while at the grocery store the other day. Like I wanted to drop to the floor, curl up in a ball, and start crying. I know how that feels just from today. Don't know what triggered it, but I texted my wife and daughter, and they helped me through it. Then I told my therapy group leader, and he called my doc, who called me, and we adjusted some of my meds. I'd never realized that, or at least admitted it out loud about this happening to me occasionally, but things seem to be better. That's amazing that you were able to know that you needed to reach out. You did that. You reached out to someone, you got support, and now you can begin healing. So snaps to William for having the courage to reach out in that moment of anxiety, in that moment of the feelings of anxiety kicking in, and for being able to adjust things as necessary and start to heal. I'm very happy for you. Damien's giving snaps. Thank you, Damien. Dean says, I'm going to write a melody for your Snap Cup song. It's actually not my song. If you watch Legally Blonde 2 or if you just YouTube Snap Cup song, it should come up. Oh, we got a long one. Luke Alone Productions. I know you're in here. Number 1. Oh, we have numbers here. So this is more than one thing, apparently. I'm close to finish a set off my Warhammer miniatures that I was making since last year. I would have finished them sooner if not for the accident, but now I know better painting techniques than previously, and those models are looking so much better than with my old techniques. I love that you're looking at the positive side of it, that yeah, you had to take some time off there, but now your painting techniques have improved, you've had opportunity to grow, and things are happening just the timeline that they are meant to. So snap for the first one. Number 2, I gave back phone charger to one of my friends who forgot it during our last meeting, is very happy, and this just made my day. So making people happy is always an amazing thing. Snap 2. Number 3, I made a workout routine. Morning and evening, I do 4 series of 20 crunches. In the beginning, it was very hard, but after a week, I feel stronger, and I think I lost a little bit of my giant belly. Losing weight is hard. I sometimes lose my fight with my diet, but I do not give up for now. It is not a diet, it is a nutrition regime, because diets are just crash and burn. Diets aren't sustainable. We want to make sure that we're establishing a positive and healthy nutrition regime. But 3 snaps for Luke Alone Productions. Amazing wins this week. Your snaps are sounding louder. Oh, yay, my snaps are gaining power. What on earth? Are those rats? Alligators? Damien, I think said alligators. Oh, Aldelfo says, it's so difficult to get up from my bed these days. Sometimes you just gotta stay in bed. I actually made a video a while back, David, if you could link this. I actually made a video a while back that some days you can't really get out of bed. I had those days too. I sometimes still have those days, but you can get out of your head. Even if you're laying in bed, there are ways to work with your mental health from right there in your bed. So David will share that link with you. But some days you just need to heal. Some days you need to have that deep rest. The Hyper Dragon. I got out of a very toxic work environment, yes, that was feeding my depression, and found another job that I'm so much happier in. I'm only a few days in, but there's been a massive improvement in my mental health. Snaps for you for being able to get out of that environment, walk away. I think that can be so powerful because we spend so much of our time at work. If it is a toxic environment and it's not serving our mental health, it's definitely going to start bleeding into every other area. So snaps to you for having the courage to do that. Thank you, David. Bookworm of the fandoms, if you're still in here. I got a lease for an apartment. I'm finally moving out of my parents' house, and I finally had a consultation for my top surgery. I'm doing well, still journaling every day. Amazing. Lots of wins there. I think that journaling is very healing, so sticking with that daily routine. I'm very much a stickler for my daily routines, so I know how important they can be. I think that it's awesome that you're going to be able to go out and start your new adventure on your own, so that's very exciting. And finding a consultation for your top surgery, I hope that it goes well. Uh-oh, what do we need pictures of, Aaron? Aaron said we need pictures of something. Oh, blood for the blood gods. What? You know, sometimes y'all are weird. I love you, but sometimes y'all are weird. I'm weird too. It's fine, but Aaron says, I shall publish them on this YouTube account soon. I could also send you pictures if you're going to send me mail. You can also email us pictures as well. Jay the Fam 12 says, I had surgery this morning, and before I went in, my anxiety kept telling me, no, no, no. I about canceled it, but I went and got it done. So that's my win this week. Snaps for that. I understand that particular anxiety before you have to have a big medical appointment, be it surgery or anything invasive for that matter. I completely understand the anxiety. In my day in the life vlog, I had a full-blown pretty much emotional breakdown before an ultrasound. So I completely understand that can be a huge trigger. So snaps to you for pushing through that discomfort. There's so many people that will come to me and say, I'm scared and I don't know what to do because I don't know how to move forward. And my response is always, do it scared. Do it scared. It's okay. You don't need to have confidence. You just need to do it. And the confidence will come later. Skull Crusher getting some much needed exercise and shopping. I'm jealous, but snaps to you for staying with that exercise, for getting back into that exercise, whatever the case is, and for shopping without me. I give you a snap, a single snap. That is it. Hi, Alkin. Alkin says, I would love to join the live stream, but I'm going to meet with some friends. Wish you all a good day and night. Well, we are here for you either way, so feel free to send an email or check in otherwise. We're glad you're here today. Oh, David, you're the last one today. A friend trusted me enough to let me keep a cherished family item. Well, snaps to David for earning that person's trust. I mean, people just give you so much trust. Random stranger going to Albuquerque and eating at Los Pollos Hermanos. And I feel like you're just a very trustworthy person, apparently. So you should be proud of yourself for that. This is a lot. This is a whole lot. So what other snaps do we have in here? What other crazy things are you going to make me do today? Derek Burton says, 2 years, 3 months, 0 suicide attempts. Yay! Snaps for Derek's 2 years and 3 months. Amazing. Harley says, sorry, I don't know what's going on, but listen to Master of Puppets. It's okay. I don't know what's going on half the time. I definitely will be diving into more Metallica, so don't you worry. Oh, Shadow Twister says, I have depression and have been depressed for a while these days. I wished I was dead. Well, we are glad that you're here, and we want to be here until you are glad that you're here, and even beyond, of course, we can celebrate in your journey beyond your recovery. But we very much want to be part of that recovery. That's what this channel is for. Thank you for sharing that. I know that's not easy to talk about and to say, so thank you for sharing that, and I hope that you will find community and comfort and healing here. And I'm not sure where your journey will lead you. I'm not sure what specifically we can do or what specifically you need, but just know that we're here, whether you need empowerment on things that you can do to improve your mental health, whether you need community and to know that you are very worthy and very loved, whatever it is, we are here, or whether you need help connecting to a professional that can help you. Whatever the case, we're here, we've got your back. So thank you for joining in on this call, on this stream, and being part of the community. I see you, and I care if your light goes out. I'm doing good, Boston. How are you? Gaska says, most of the shopping I do is online and 95% are books. Oh, be still a beating heart. Pretty much the only things I buy these days are books. So, and there's a half price books up the street. So I got a Neil deGrasse Tyson book there, and a book by Margaret Atwood, who wrote Handmaid's Tale, but it's called the Penelopead. So it's Penelope's perspective of the Odyssey, the Iliad. So I thought that was really interesting. But there's also little free libraries around here. So I trade off my books as I read them, the ones that I no longer want to hold on to. So books are my weakness. Reading is huge for my mental health. It's great mindfulness exercise. It's a great way to get lost, get out of my head. So I love to read. So if you ever feel like, sending a Barnes & Noble gift card over this way, I certainly won't refuse it. Or half-price books, that's better. Because Barnes & Noble, I feel like a Barnes & Noble gift card, you could give a $20 card and it would buy you half a book. Half-price books, you could buy 3-4 books with that. I've heard Amanda mention that place a number of times. What am I mentioning? What am I mentioning? I feel confused. Oh, what's Albuquerque? Albuquerque is a city in New Mexico, or town in New Mexico, same difference. Read, Amanda, read. Edward S. says it's a reference to the overrated show Breaking Bad. I'll get in trouble for this comment. Somebody throw Edward in YouTube jail for 5 minutes or something, because I can't. I don't think I can stream under these conditions. This is horrific. I can't do this. I just can't do this. JD, I'm glad you're in here. I'm so glad you're in here. Good morning. Glad to be here. It has been a while. I just wanted to let you know that your requests are coming up. I know that you had requested before I cut off my request option here in the stream. I want you to know that yours are coming up. They just got blocked, so they will be coming out in hopefully the upcoming days or weeks. Just an update. I didn't really know how to get a hold of you. I didn't know which videos you had commented on. I hadn't seen a comment in a while, so I'm glad you're here. Just wanted you to know that. So for anybody that doesn't know, there have been some issues with YouTube blocking more and more content as far as reactions go. So I've had a little bit of trouble with my schedule and being able to get things out on a timeline. So for anybody that has made requests, whether you're Patreons or whether you grandfathered in and you were doing it before I stopped offering that here on the stream, please know that they are coming. I promise. That YouTube just kind of threw me off a little bit, and life situations kind of threw me off a little bit, but I know that you guys understand and you're here for me. So thank you for that. Just wanted to give JD a personal update. Anyone know Pal's books? I don't, but anything that has books in it is amazing. Wade D says, I just want tickets to a radio station. My lady recently had surgery. It'll be such a great thing to get her out of the four walls. We're all broke. Many of us are. A free concert's gift. Ooh, what kind of concert is it? I want to go to a concert. I miss concerts. I think Simple Plan is coming to town here again soon. When I interviewed Seb on the channel back in early May, we were talking about the concert, and now come to think of it, I don't remember when it is, but I should probably get on getting my tickets. Oh, Aaron says there's a meteor shower going on this month, and it peaks tonight. If you want to see something to cheer you up, oh, of course it does. Of course it does. How poetic. How beautiful. I hope that I get to see it. Although it's probably going to be, pretty overcast. It's been pretty overcast and rainy, but oh, that's so exciting. Something to look forward to today. My day is a bit crazy. It's already been quite crazy, and it's only going to get more so. So. Ooh. Oh, JD says, no worries. It happens when it happens. Thank you. Thank you for being understanding. Boston says, I'm doing good. The rest of the family and friends finally came to Canada from the Ukraine. That's good. I'm glad that you have your family there to help you transition, to help you through the grief and the struggles. You deserve that. Backup Bro says, thank you, Amanda, for taking time from your day to interact with us. Really feels like I'm not alone, because you aren't, and you're very welcome. Derek says, a week and a half ago, I was ready to take my life. I had all the pills out on the table. I felt done, but I was able to put the pills away and not go through with it. I do believe it was my grandpa. I'm glad that your grandpa was there, that his energy was there, that he was there to help you, because it does get better, and sometimes we have to take the reins and we have to take our power back and do what we can to make it better, but it does get better, I promise. And we would all be devastated if anything happened to you, and we do care about the members of our community, and it always breaks my heart to see when people lose that battle and lose that fight, because there is another side to it, and we can get through it. And sometimes we have to be together. We have to band together to pull each other through it. But I like to think that those of us that have been through hell are the first ones that are taking water back to the people that are still in the flames. And I will give you as much water as I can here on the channel. We really do care about you, Derek. We really do. Just some awesome person says, I actually saw 2 shooting stars last week on my vacation in Germany. Never seen that before. It was interesting. We saw shooting stars when we were in Finland, when we were in the igloo, and it was gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Lee Wesley says, Derek, keep those pills in the bottle and not inside you, and let your grandpa help you stay away from them. I would also highly suggest giving those pills to someone else for the time being until you can get past this darkness, or at the very least put them in a drawer and out of sight. David's right. We're better off with all of us. We weaken with the loss of one of our pack members. Warmoose Eternal, no need to apologize for being late. I'm doing good. How are you? Aw, thanks, Edward. Edward gave me snaps for my perseverance on this call today. Thank you very much. JD says, going into oral surgery tomorrow morning, so I'm definitely dealing with some anxiety, so hopefully all goes well. Well, you can always listen to our I did some affirmations for anxiety and panic. So I know that there were some other people in here as well, and a snap that was saying they struggle with anxiety before things like that. And I actually did a affirmation track, which is specifically to help people who are having anxiety or panic attacks. So if you haven't had the chance to check that out, make sure to do so. It's actually exactly what I told myself when I was in those states. When I have panic attacks, I made a recording of myself. So that way, when I was in that state and my thinking was distorted, my brain was distorted, I had this rational part of myself to turn to and to reflect to. So I just, in my right state of mind, made a track for myself to listen to when I was panicking. And then I had shared what I said in this track. I shared an affirmation track accordingly with you guys for that. So it's actually exactly what I used. Derek, the darkness you're going through, let us be the light. Yes. Victor Lopez says, hi everyone, just buried my best friend last week. We grew up together. We were life brothers. I am so very, very sorry for your loss, and I hope that you can find ways to connect with him and honor him, and feel free to share your favorite memories of him here on the channel so we can help keep him alive as well and keep his memory alive. But just take time and be gentle with yourself. Grief and loss are the hardest things that we have to deal with as humans. Please be gentle with yourself during this time and know that you can lean on us to help you get through. I'm really sorry for your loss. May you stay strong, and may your friend find peace. Thank you, David. Thank you for your pledge. I appreciate the little box heart. The thing's cute. JD says, I definitely would check it out. I can use all the help I can get with the anxiety. I feel you. I feel you. Eugene Aspel says, Derek, fellow suicide survivor over here. Over 20 years ago, I simultaneously ingested both pills and alcohol, everything I could find in the house then. And Eugene is still here, and pretty awesome human, if I do say so myself. Just an awesome person says, it felt like a movie scene, just mountains, forests, clear skies, and shooting stars. We also had a night that felt like the world was ending with a huge thunderstorm. Guess there's 2 kinds of movies. You know, I thought that a while back because I live for movie moments, right? Movie moments. I love romance and passion and just the very over-the-top things, because when I love, I don't particularly have a filter with that love. So I love very intensely and very passionately. And I live for moments like that, which I got one today. But I live for moments like that. And I was thinking that not too long ago too, is, you know, maybe I should be more specific when I say I want movie moments, so I get more romance novel and less Stephen King novel. So I feel like I should be more specific with the universe in my requests. So yes, I thought of that too. We had a really cool story about a shooting star. I think I've talked about this once, but Aaron, my boyfriend, and I went to Missouri for Christmas last year. And both of my parents have passed away. My dad in 05 and my mom in 07. And I just had this urge to pull off and look at the sky because it's very clear back there and I miss that. It's very polluted here. We have really bad pollution here, so you don't really get to see much of the sky. And we were between major cities, so I really just wanted to stare at the sky. So we pull onto this completely off road and drive just a little bit, probably half a mile or so, to get away from the freeway and the lights and stuff from the freeway or highway or whatever. And I said, I really just want a sign from my mom for Christmas. And the exact place that we're both staring, I kid you not, 15, 20 seconds later, the brightest shooting star I've ever seen shot across the sky. And Aaron ended up having a painting commissioned of this moment. So it's hanging downstairs and it's absolutely wonderful, because even as a non-believer, it's things like that that really make me question. It didn't feel like coincidence. It felt completely magical. And I was blown away. I was just blown away by that moment. It's something that I will never, ever, ever forget. Aaron says, I love this story. Can't imagine why. Victor says, his daughter's getting married tomorrow. Oh, I had a hard time coming to terms with the fact that my dad wouldn't be there to ever walk me down the aisle or to meet Bryston or anything like that. So I can imagine that that's very difficult for her as well. And I hope that everyone can kind of find a way to bring dad energy to that big day for her. Warmo says, I had to part ways with two former friends who decided to spread lies, calling me a narcissist and a bully. Hope they're happy with their choices. We know it snaps to you for letting those people go and cutting ties, because you deserve better than that. Morgan, I know I haven't been active in talking, but I don't know if you remember me in situations. I'm still here. Follow your video. It's been very rough times for me dealing with death and other things. It has been so hard. I do remember, and I'm glad that you're still here despite things being difficult. I'm very happy that you're still here, and I hope that it's bringing some comfort, some insight, some perspective to just be part of the conversation. And I'm glad that you shared so we can see you and know that you're here, so we can send you some of that loving energy. Amanda's movie moment, panicking in a car following a log truck. I don't like log trucks, all right? I also don't like water bottles being in my car. I ban water bottles in my car 99.9% of the time. Oh, Aaron says, I think we'd like to see this painting. I will post a picture over in the community. Did I not? I thought I posted a picture in the community. Maybe I didn't. Victor says, I sold my Harley and my car to help his wife pay for the funeral. That's beautiful. That's so beautiful. Sacrifice for the good of other people and for the healing of other people is so beautiful. So we are winding down to the last 10 minutes or so. So if anybody has any questions they want to ask, or if they want to make any final pledges or anything like that, please feel free to do so. I will do my best to answer questions. Like I said, can't read all comments. If you want to make sure that your question is seen, use that super sticker function. But I do my best. Jonathan says, Amanda, I'm a police officer, and yesterday was the worst day I had. We had a robbery and it ended in a shootout. I got shot for the first time in my shoulder, but also my first time killing someone. I hope that you have a speedy recovery. I know that I have friends that are in uniform, and I know that experience can be very jarring, very traumatic, obviously. I know that you did the best you could. I really trust and believe that you did the best you could with what you were presented with, and I hope that you can find the help to get through any PTSD or any trauma that might have resulted from that situation, because you do deserve it. And I very much appreciate the sacrifice you make to keep my family and I and our communities safe. I really hope that you heal both mentally and physically. And we are here for you if you need to talk or if you just need to share. Thank you for sharing this. If you are needing us for any reason, just know that we're here. Robert Rod says, my sister was given 1 month to live a few months ago. She's still here with us. My anxiety is an overdrive. I can only imagine that would definitely be a huge trigger for my anxiety. I know that things like that are awful, and I don't want to try to downplay how absolutely soul-crushing experiences like this are, but take this opportunity to tell her all the things that you want to tell her, to share all the things that you want to share, to have all the experiences that you guys can have together. So when she does pass, it's without regret. It's with nothing but love and as much peace as possible. And I hope that I go out with that kind of peace. And I hope that if someone in my life close to me passes, which universe cannot happen right now, I just no. I really hope though that I have that opportunity. I didn't have that opportunity with my parents and it crushed me. So I hope that you have that opportunity to share as much love and as much time with her as possible. We never know when our time is going to come. Some of us do get to find out, but none of us really know exactly when it's going to happen. So do your best to prepare. Anxiety is normal. Anybody would get anxiety in this situation. So that's not even just someone who's struggling with mental health. Anyone would get anxiety in that situation. So know that that's completely natural. But just try to connect with her as much as possible right now and reflect on what life is going to look like without her and what you can do during that transition. I had to do that a lot when I was younger because my dad was terminal, and I spent a lot of time reflecting on what am I going to have to do during this transition time? How is this going to change my life? And it certainly didn't make it easy, but it softened the blow a little bit to be prepared mentally and financially and physically, even that I knew that I was going to have to take time. I knew that I needed to be prepared for that time, that I need to take time off. So preparing now that, you're going to have to take time off work and you're going to have to take some time for yourself. Make sure that you have people in your circle who are aware of this. So when something does happen, you have your support system in place. I would say even have some prepared meals and stuff for yourself, maybe your family, or a plan on what to do. I know it sounds kind of silly, but just having that emergency plan in place for when something does happen, so you're not stressing out over other stuff, can be immensely helpful. I know that it was very helpful to me when I realized that something major was going to happen, or that I was going to have a very serious situation. It was very helpful for me. But I really hope that her last days are peaceful and that your last days with her are filled with love. Sweaty Potato says, I can hear now YouTube is glitching. I'm sorry that YouTube is just trying to beat us all down lately, right? Sweaty Potato 47 says, subscribe yesterday. I have CPTSD. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Wade D says, so many of you are amazing. Text makes connecting really difficult, but know that some of us actually give a darn. Never give in. Never surrender. Never surrender. I agree. And if text is difficult for you to connect, know also that twice a month we do have Zoom calls over on the Patreon. So if that's something that you think would benefit you, you can come join us on Patreon. We do have twice a month Zoom calls where we all get together and we can see each other face to face and share and talk, and it's a bit more casual and laid back. We definitely do have the mental health aspect where we're supporting each other and checking in with each other, but it's also more laid back and it's just kind of a friend hangout conversation. Edward's right though, we are stronger together. Casca says, if you're open, certain methods of meditation can help. Absolutely. I have a daily meditation that I do. I was doing 10 minutes. I've upped it to 15. So I have a daily 15-minute meditation that I do first thing in the morning. And I found it immensely helpful for transitioning into my day. Robert Rod says, thank you, girl, and everyone for listening. I sure needed some words of comfort. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Mwah. I hope that everybody feels love and that their vibes are a little bit higher from this call. Edward says, Zoom calls are very interesting and fun. They sure are. Interesting would be an understatement. Damien says, I'd like to think that this is fun too. Alrighty, so we've hit our hour. I must bid you all adieu, but thank you so much for joining me here today and being vulnerable, sharing. I know it's not always easy, but this is how we shatter the stigma. I don't think that we really realize often enough, or I don't think a lot of people here in the community really realize often enough that by sharing and by opening up and allowing other people to do so, that has a chain effect, and that is making a huge, huge difference. It has a huge impact on, we don't even know how many people, because it can just go from one person to the next. So it might seem small. It's okay, we have 30 people in here, but those 30 people are going to connect to 30 other people that will connect to the, and it just has such a trickle effect that we don't even know how far it reaches. But share, talk, be open, find the people that you can feel comfortable with, whether it's here or in your real life, your outside of the computer screen life. Make sure that you're connecting with people and you're sharing. It's so, so very important. I love you guys. I will see you next week. Mwah.